Hi, I'm Peggy. Welcome to the Headshot. Today on the Headshot, we are going to talk about what a headshot is, what it means to be effective and pop, and all those other words that you hear. First of all, let's just get this out of the way because you know I say it all the time and you knew I was going to say it today. Your headshot is the most important part of your marketing strategy. Okay, so let's break that down. What does that mean? You hear me say it all the time, but what does it mean? What is a marketing strategy? What is an effective headshot? Right? I get that a lot from actors. So let's just kind of step back away and take all the stress out of it and think logically about how the process works. Because I think if you understand how the process works, you understand where your headshot fits into the scenario, what the job of your headshot is. Okay, so first of all, your headshot is designed to represent you, who you are, your range, your ability to look like a specific role that a casting director is trying to cast. So how this works is a casting director gets hired from somebody. Somebody hires a casting director and they have a job. And sometimes when I'm talking, I say the casting director has a problem, and the problem is they need to find somebody for their client to hire. So your job is to be the answer to their problems. See what I mean? So getting an effective headshot is a headshot that shows you in that specific role that they're trying to cast. So not every headshot is going to be effective for every breakdown, right? Because just because you don't catch their eye for this role doesn't mean you're not going to catch your eye for that role. So as you know, tons and tons and tons of breakdowns come out every single day. So whether you have an agent, a manager, somebody that submits you, or if you submit yourself, you can submit to multiple roles every single day. So you're using that headshot to submit to a specific role. That's why I say it's very important to have more than one headshot, because you want to make sure that that headshot shows you in the role they're trying to cast. It doesn't have to be costume. It doesn't have, if it's a role of a doctor, you don't have to be wearing a doctor's coat, but you have to present yourself as a professional that could be taken as a doctor. Do you see what I mean there? So having an effective headshot is not going to be effective for every single role, but it is going to be effective for several breakdowns, the character types that you submit for. So if you normally submit for doctors, or if you normally submit for attorneys, or if you normally submit for a professional, a legal, whatever it may be, then that's what your headshot should show. It should show you as that person. If you submit for a lot of soccer moms, friend, whatever whatever that may be, you need to have headshots that look like that role. So what makes your headshot effective? That casting director is looking through all the submissions, through all of those little tiny thumbnails, and sees, oh, that looks like that could be my teacher. And they click on your picture and up comes your resume and your reel and all that. That is an effective headshot. If a casting director clicks on you, it was effective. What do we mean when we say your headshot needs to pop? It needs to pop out at that casting director. And that's done by color, by wardrobe, by background. It's done by the emotion in your eye and the way you connect with the camera. A mixture of all of that, perfect lighting, posing, and the way you connect with the camera, the way your headshot photographer gets you to connect with the camera, that is what makes it pop. Okay, so when we say words like effective headshots or your headshot needs to pop, these are the factors that we're talking about. That's what your headshot needs to do. So if your headshot just looks like a pretty picture of you, but it doesn't make me want to look and see what you're thinking, if it doesn't show that you're doing something. A lot of times when I'm working with clients and they raise their eyebrow, I'm like, yes, that's it. Because even just those little, they're smiling, but then they raise an eyebrow and it puts an attitude into that picture. It gives that picture the pop. It gives that picture your personality. The you factor is what makes it pop. So make sure that when you're getting your headshots taken, to get an effective headshot, you got to be in it. You can't just be thinking, do I look pretty? This is my best angle. I don't like the way the light is. I hope it's not here. Like, you can't be thinking there. You got to get in there and engage with that camera and have fun and give all of your emotions right in there to that camera. And that's what's going to make that headshot pop. And that's what's going to give you an effective headshot. If you have more than one headshot on your casting portfolios, it's going to be easier on your casting profiles. It's going to be easier for you to have effective headshots, because this headshot's going to be effective for this type of role. This headshot's going to be effective for this type of role. So your agent, your manager, yourself, you have different options to submit the correct headshot to the proper breakdown, okay? So I am going to go even a little bit deeper in this. A lot of times lately I've been hearing people either asking me, does your headshots make me book? Will I book off of your headshots? Or I'll see advertisements. These headshots are headshots that get you booked. Well, let's talk about the process and let's understand what gets you booked. A headshot can get you booked. A headshot can get you booked for background. A headshot can get you booked for print model. A headshot can get you booked sometimes for a non-speaking commercial role, but that's it. A headshot is not designed to get you booked. A headshot's job is to get you attention, get you noticed, get that casting director to click on you and see what your resume says, see what your reel looks like, see if they think that you're a fit for their client. Because remember, the casting director is not who books you. The casting director is what they do. Let's go back and talk about the process. The breakdown goes out. The submissions come in. Let's say they get 3,000 to 6,000 submissions. Out of those 3,000 to 6,000 submissions, they're going to pick maybe 2%, 5%. 5% of those people are going to get called in for an audition. So if you get called in for an audition, that's a win. That means your headshot was absolutely effective and it lined up with your resume, it lined up with your reel, and they thought, yeah, this is somebody that I want to at least look at. They like you, so they call you in, and then out of those, say, 5% that got called in, they're going to pick a handful, probably less than 10, like maybe 5 or 6 that get a callback. Now, these callbacks, they're going to show to their client, the producer, the director, whoever is making the decision for the project that they're casting. Now they're going to look at those, and that's who makes the final decision. Now the casting director is going to give them their opinion. Hey, I've seen this person several times. They always are consistent. They do this. I really like them, blah, blah, blah. Yes, the casting director probably has an input, but the casting director is not who is going to book you. So there is no way to, there's no magical formula to get booked. It's basically, if you are qualified, if you are a fit, if you have the right look, if you have what they're looking for, then that's who they're going to book. So your big job is to make sure that you get noticed. If you get noticed, then that's a win. That's the absolute win. You get noticed and you get an audition. That's more than half the battle right there. So you can't worry about if you get booked. So again, you will never hear me say, my headshots will get you booked, because I understand the industry and I understand how things work, and so should you. The more you understand as an actor, the more effective you can be with your marketing strategy. See how I made that whole loop back to marketing strategy? Because the more you understand about the industry, the more you understand how you as an actor can market yourself using your headshots. Now remember, your headshots' main purpose is to get you noticed in front of that casting director. But you can use your headshots for other things besides submitting for roles. You can use your headshots on postcards. You can use your headshots in emails. You can use your headshots in social media. They are out there to tell a story about you, what you're about, who you are. This is part of your marketing, being seen, letting people know your range, letting people know what you're effective in, letting people know what you look like, not just the physical outline, but your inner, deep, emotional side, what that looks like. That's the job of your headshot. So don't waste your time and your money on getting great headshots and then never use them for marketing. Marketing is your responsibility. You should have a team behind you. You absolutely, I think every actor needs a great agent, a great manager, a great publicist. All those things are amazing if you have it. But remember, you are your very best person to market yourself because you know exactly what you can do and you know you've got what it takes to make it. So use your headshots as a marketing tool. Use your headshots to market yourself and get those headshots. Have fun with it. Make sure they're effective. Make sure they pop. Thanks a lot, guys. That's all I have for you today. I just really wanted to explain that to you because I feel like too many actors don't really understand the business of acting. And this is your business, your career. You need to know how to market yourself. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, leave me a comment. Actually, leave me a cool comment anyway. Make sure you share this video with every single person that you know. Most importantly, have an amazing week. I'll see you next week.